إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلوات ربي وسلامه عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. وبعد. Indeed, all of the praises for Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, who has made his religion easy, and he has not placed any difficulty therein. كما قال الله تعالى وَمَا جَعَلَ عَلَيْكُمْ فِي الدِّينِ مِنْ حَرَجٍ. Allah Ta'ala, he said that he has not placed upon you any difficulty in the religion. Likewise, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he prohibited and he censored al-ghulu, extremism in the religion. And that which has come on the authority of Abdullah bin Abbas radiallahu ta'ala anhuma. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إياك والغلو في الدين فإنما أهلك من كان قبلكم الغلو في الدين. The Messenger صلى الله عليه وسلم, he said, beware of going to extremes in the religion, for indeed those before you were destroyed by way of going to extremes in the religion. So al-Islam, the deen that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam came with, it is balanced, it is just, it is moderate, far removed from extremism. So to go to extremes in their religion is to contradict that which Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam brought, and likewise to contradict his sunnah. وَمَنْ رَغِبَ عَنْ سُنَّتِي فَلَيْسَ مِنِّي. And he said, he who turns away from my sunnah, he has nothing to do, I have nothing to do with him. So here we have a bara'ah, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu freeing himself from those who oppose that which he came with by way of creed or methodology. And anyone who goes to extremes in their religion has opposed that which the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has come with. So we want to look at ayyuhallahu akhwat, just one group who has opposed that which the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam brought, and therefore the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is free of them, and likewise his religion is free of them, and it is the Khawaarij. This group known as the Khawaarij, those of latter times and those of these times in which we live in today. For they have characteristics and qualities, ayyuhal ikhwa, which they have always been known for, and they still have present with them today. And from their qualities and their characteristics is al-ghulu fil hukm ala martakib al-kabira haythu yukaffirun ashab al-kaba'ir. Is them going to extremes in their ruling regarding the one who commits a major sin, to the point that they declare those Muslims who commit major sins to be disbelievers. So the individual who may fall into fornication, the individual Muslim who may fall into any other major sins, they deem him to be a disbeliever. Halal al-dam, his blood is halal. He will be in the hellfire for eternity. وَهَذَا أَهْلُ السُّنَّةِ وَالْجَمَاعَةِ كما قال Shaykh Ali Haddari. He said, أَهْلُ السُّنَّةِ وَالْجَمَاعَةِ do not declare to be disbelievers those who commit major sins, as long as they do not deem that sin to be permissible within his heart. However, they affirm for this individual that he is nuqsan fil iman. He is deficient in terms of his iman. And they refer to him as mu'min naqis al-iman, as a believer who is deficient in his faith. And they still consider him to be a Muslim. Likewise, from the qualities and characteristics of the Khawaarij is al-khuruj ala a'immat al-hukam al-muslimin, is to make khuruj against the Muslim rulers. to make khuruj against the Muslim rulers. And the first of the Muslim rulers who they made khuruj against and they rebelled against was the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And it's with Aboo Moosaa Raha, the individual who, when the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was distributing some of the spoils of war, this individual, he felt as though he didn't get that which he thought that he was supposed to have gotten. He stood up in the face of the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the one who does not speak of his own desire. He does not even distribute of his own desire. The individual stood up. He said, Ya Muhammad, ittaqallah wa'adal. O Muhammad, fear Allah and be fair. Saying this to the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he responded by saying, يَأْمُنَنِي أَهْلَ السَّمَاءِ وَلَا تَأْمُنُونَنِي. That the one who is above the heavens trust me, but you do not trust me. Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, in one narration it was mentioned that it was Umar ibn al-Khattab. Another narration they mentioned it was Khalid ibn al-Walid. And the important point is that the Sahaba all consider this to be a reprehensible act, what this man did. When an individual stands up and begins speaking about the ruler today, he is deemed to be a martyr. He is deemed to be a mujahid. He is deemed to be enjoining the good and forbidding the evil. The companions considered to be a reprehensible act. One of the companions, whoever it was, oh Messenger of Allah, let me go do away with this man. Let me go do away with him. The Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said no. But then he said that from the loins of this man is going to come a people. يَقْرَؤُونَ الْقُرْآنَ لَا يُجَاوَزُ هَنَاجِرَهُمْ وَيَمْرَقُونَ مِنَ الْإِسْلَامِ كَمَا يَمْرَقُ السِّنَمْ مِنَ الرَّمِيَّةِ. That from the loins of this man is going to come a people who are going to recite the Quran, but it's not going to go beyond their throats. And they're going to pass through the religion just like an arrow passes through the body of a game animal. He said, يَقْتُلُونَ أَهْلَ الْإِسْلَامِ. They will kill the people of al-Islam. And they will leave alone the idol worshippers. And by Allah, if I were to encounter them, then I would do away with them just as Ad was done away with. This is the Khawaarij then and the Khawaarij now. They speak against the hukam. They speak against the rulers. And they deem that all of the problems which they have within their lives are a result of the rulers. Whereas Allah Ta'ala, he said within his book, لا يغير الله ما بقوم حتى ماذا حتى يغيروا ما بأنفسهم. That Allah Ta'ala, he will not change the condition of the people until they do what? Until they change what is with themselves. It is not the ruler. He didn't say حتى يغيروا حكامهم, until they change their ruler. Rather, he said until they change what is with themselves. But it is not the rulers who make them shave their beards. It is not the rulers who make them miss the salah. It is not the rulers who make them musbil, where their pants below the ankles. It's not the ruler who do any of these things. It is only themselves. Likewise, from the sifat of the Khawaarij is their ta'an fi a'immat al-muslimin wa ulama'ihim. It is to revile the imams of the religion and their scholars. To speak evilly about the imams of the religion and their scholars. This has always been a quality and characteristic which they had. Because they speak ill of the imams and the ulama, not wanting to take their legislative rulings, while at the same time deeming themselves to be Ahlul Quran, the people of the Quran, those who adhere to the Book of Allah. But where within the Book of Allah do you find the permissibility of killing innocent men, women, and children? Where within the Book of Allah do you find it permissible to explode yourself and commit suicide? Where within the Book of Allah do you find any of these affairs? These individuals, they speak ill of the ulama ever since the time of the Sahaba, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, up until the time of the Imams and the Tabi'een, They spoke ill about them and rejected their statements. All the way up until the time in which we live, where this filthy individual, Usama ibn Laden, wrote this evil risala, repudiating and speaking ill of Sheikh Allama Abdul Aziz ibn Baz. The nerve. To the Khawaarij of today, at Daesh, this group Daesh, ISIS, one of them made a statement recently that they're going to take over the kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and the first thing that they're going to do is cut the neck of a Sheikh Allama, Sheikh Salih al-Fawzan. And why is this? لأن العلماء يبين باطلهم. Because the scholars clarify their falsehood. They clarify their falsehood, and the scholars are thorns in their throats. Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah, we respect and love our ulama. Adhering to the statement of Allah Azza wa Jal, فَاسْأَلُوا أَهْلَ الذِّكْرِ إِن كُنْتُمْ لَا تَعْلَمُونَ. Ask the people of the dhikr, if it be that you do not know, and he asked the ulama. Likewise, Allah Ta'ala mentioned within this book, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا أَطِيعُوا اللَّهَ وَأَطِيعُوا الرَّسُولَ وَأُولُو الْأَمْرِ مِنْكُمْ. O you who believe, obey Allah, obey the messenger, and those who are in authority amongst you. Shaykh al-Islam Ibn Qayyim al-Jawziyya, he mentioned that ulul amr, those who are in authority amongst us, are the umara wal ulama. They are the rulers and likewise the scholars. The Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, وَإِنَّ الْعُلَمَاءَ وَرَثَةُ الْأَنْبِيَاءِ, that the ulama, they are the inheritors of the prophets. So these Khawaarij, they wish to do what? They seek to cut the tie that is between you, ayyul ikhwa, and the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. For the ulama are the inheritors of the prophets. Likewise, from the qualities and characteristics of the Khawaarij is the ishq, the passion which they have for safat dimah, for spilling blood. The passion which they have for spilling blood. To the point that Al-Hafidh Ibn Kathir, who died in 774 after the Hijrah. This is important that you remember when he died. 774 after the Hijrah. Ibn Kathir, what did he say concerning the Khawaarij? And wallahi, it doesn't matter if you don't like it. It doesn't matter if you're mad. Ibn Kathir said concerning the Khawaarij, concerning what the Khawaarij will do to the Ummah. He said, therefore, لو قووا هؤلاء لأفسد الأرض كلها عراقا وشاما ولم يتركوا طفلا ولا طفلة ولا رجلا ولا امرأة لأن الناس عندهم قد فسدوا فسادا لا يصلحهم إلا القتل جملة. Ibn Kathir, who died 774 after the Hijrah, and we're in what, 1435. Ibn Kathir, he said concerning what they will do, that if these people are to gain strength and prominence, then they're going to corrupt the entirety of the earth, Iraq and Sham. He said, and they're not going to leave a little boy, nor a little girl, nor a man, nor a woman, meaning except that they're going to kill them. Why? Because the people, according to them, have become so corrupt that nothing will rectify them except mass murder. It is as if he's speaking about Daesh 100%. For they kill men, women, and children. And don't think that they are only concerned with killing the non-Muslims. Rather, their primary concern is killing the Muslims. And Sheikh Sulaiman al-Ruhaili, he pointed out that while the Yahud were killing the Muslims in Palestine, you would think that these mujahideen, these warriors, as they call themselves, I'm not calling them that, as they call themselves, these warriors, you would think that they would go and fight the Yahud, but their focus was upon the land of Tawheed, the land of Sunnah, the kingdom of Saudi Arabia. They went and exploded a car in the kingdom of Saudi Arabia while the people were in Jumu'ah, in the first Jumu'ah during the month of Ramadan. These warriors. Likewise, from their qualities and their characteristics, is that they have been described by the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam as the dogs of the hellfire. The Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he mentioned, and that was reported on the authority of Ibn Abi Awfa, that he said, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, al-Khawaarij kilab an-nar, that the Khawaarij are the dogs of the hellfire. Shaykhana Abdul Qadir al-Junayd, he told me concerning this hadith that the meaning of it is that they will be in the hellfire in the images of dogs. And another interpretation that Shaykh said that or it means that they will be in the hellfire, they will be transformed into dogs while in the hellfire due to the severity of the punishment. Likewise, from their qualities and characteristics, أنهم سفهاء, that they are foolish, they're idiots. Not my statement. The statement of the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam concerning them, and that which is reported on the authority of Ibn Mas'ud radiallahu anhu. He said, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, and we know he is sadiq from Masduq, he is truthful and he is believed. He said, يخرج في آخر الزمان قوم أحداث الأسنان. There's going to come out at the end of time of people who have fresh teeth, meaning that they're novice, they're newcomers, they're rookies. Fresh teeth. And as we see an individual, we see it in the news, may take Shahada today, 6 months later he has a one-way ticket to Iraq somewhere. One way. They're foolish. There's going to come a people who are novice, Sufahad Ahlam, they have foolish notions. And they recite the Quran, but it will not go beyond their throats. And they speak with the speech of the best of creation. However, they will pass through the religion just as an arrow passes through the body of a game animal. This is the Khawaarij. And likewise, from their qualities, is that at the end of times, who was going to emerge amongst them? A Dajjal. The Dajjal will come out from them, from the Khawaarij. The Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said, and that which is reported on the authority of Ibn Umar radiallahu anhuma, سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول كل ما خرج قرد قطع أكثر من 20 مرة. That every time a generation of them pops up, they will be cut off. And this is going to happen more than 20 times. حتى يخرج في أراضيهم الدجال, until the Dajjal emerges from their midst. The Dajjal will emerge from amongst them. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين من كل ذنب فاستغفروه إنه غفور رحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على نبينا الكريم وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين ومن تمسك بسنته إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد, and likewise from their qualities and characteristics is that which we find in the narration that has come regarding Abdullah bin Abbas radiallahu anhu, that he said that once the Hururiyya had gathered in a house and there were more than 6,000 of them. I went to Ali radiallahu anhu and I said, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, O chief of the believers, send me out amongst them. Send me out to go and talk to these people. Ali bin Abi Talib, he said to Ibn Abbas, Inni akhafu alayk, I fear for you. Because Ali knew what they were upon. How they would kill the Sahaba. How they would revile the ulama. He said, I fear for you. Ibn Abbas, he told Ali, don't worry about it. Send me. Send me. So he sent Ibn Abbas. Ibn Abbas, he narrated that he went out for them and he put on one of the best Yemeni garments. He put on one of the finest Yemeni garments which he could find. And he went to them. He said, so I came to them while they were gathered in a house from amongst one of the houses. and they were taking an afternoon nap. So I gave salams to them, and they said, Marhaban, bika ya Ibn Abbas. Welcome to your Ibn Abbas. What is this clothing that you have on? All this, he's flashy and this nice clothing which you have on. What is all this about? Ibn Abbas, an alim from the ulama, he said, why are you finally bought with me for these clothes that I have on? When I saw the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he would wear the best garments, he would wear the best clothing, and Allah Ta'ala revealed, قُلْ مَا حَرَّمَ زِينَةَ اللَّهِ الَّتِي أَخْرَجَ لِعِبَادِهِ وَطَيِّبَاتٍ مِنَ الرِّزْقِ. And he said, listen to the scholar. He recited the ayah from Allah Ta'ala when he mentioned, say, who is it that prohibits the beautiful things from Allah Ta'ala which he has set down for his servants, and those good things from provisions? So who do you want then? Who do you want? Ibn Abbas. Ibn Abbas, he said to them, that I have come من عند صحابة النبي, from amongst the companions of the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, من المهاجرين والأنصار, from the muhajirin, the immigrants and the ansar, to convey their statement to you. They are those amongst whom the Quran was revealed, and they know its interpretation better than you. وَلَيْسَ فِيكُم مِّنْهُمْ أَحَدٌ, and I don't find a single one of them amongst you. Not a single one of them is amongst you. And this is the shahid. That from their qualities, ayyuhal ikhwah, is that the ulama have never been with them. The scholars, since their inception, have never been with them. And the Sahaba were the scholars of their time. And Ibn Abbas, he used this as a testimony against them. That I don't see a single Sahabi amongst you. Not one. To this day in which we live, the ulama, those who have real ilm, are against them. Are against them. Who was the first to warn against Usama ibn Ulayy al-Khariji? The ulama, the Salafi ulama. Abdul Aziz ibn Ubaz warned against him 1417 before CNN knew his name. Before CNN knew his name. Sheikh Muqbil ibn Hadi warned against them before MSNBC knew who they were. And to this time in which we live, we find our Salafi scholars being the staunchest in warning against Daesh and other than them from the Khawarij groups. Muhammad ibn Hadi, al-Allama, what did he say concerning ISIS? That they are a terrorist organization who wants nothing more than to misguide our youth. Sheikh Muhammad Ramzan, what did he say? He referred to them as Damawiyun, bloodthirsty murderers. Sheikh Abdul Muhsin al-Abbad, al-Allama, what did he say concerning those who pledged allegiance to this Khalifa al-Baghdadi? Sheikh Abdul Muhsin al-Abbad, he said they have given their allegiance to a shaitan. Sheikh Abdullah al-Adani from Yemen, what did he say? There's no ulama amongst them. Sheikh Saleh Suhaimi, what did he say? Jama'atun Kharijiyyah Takfiriyah. They are a Khariji group who declares takfir upon the Muslims. Sheikh Ubayd al-Jabri, what did he say? That indeed he has lied who has said that they are an offshoot of Salafiyah. We can go on and on. Sheikh Sulaiman al-Ruhaili, see, what did he say? It is not permissible for a Muslim to love ISIS. It is not permissible. And we can go on and on and on. The statements of the ulama against them. Lastly, you know a tree, how you look by the fruit that it bears. You know a tree by the fruit that that tree bears. You look at the fruits of the Khawaarij in this day and time in which we live. Since their inception all the way up until this day and time in which we live. Nothing but bloodshed. Nothing but corruption in the earth. They have never brought about benefit, even one day. Even for one day. To the point that they slaughter men, women, and children amongst the Muslims. And a Muslim can love them when they murder the Muslims. And what do? They cut the heads off of people and take pictures with them and post it on Twitter, this new age neo-Khawaarij. They cut the heads off the people and take pictures with their heads. This is the jihad of the Messenger of Allah. This has never been from Islam. Mutilating, even in war, mutilating the bodies of the enemies has never been from Islam, even for one day. And when they tried to introduce it into Islam, during the time of Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, radiallahu ta'ala anhu, when they were fighting in wars and battles, and the head of one of the leaders of the kuffar was brought to Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, he ascended the member. And he said, لَقَدْ قُدِّمَ عَلَيْنَا بِالرَّأْسِ. This head of Yunaq al-Batriq, this kafir, the head of this kafir has been presented to us. وَلَمْ نَكُنْ لَنَا بِهِ حَاجَةٌ. We have no need for this. إِنَّمَا هَذِهِ سُنَّةُ الْعَجَمِ. This is the sunnah and the ways of the non-Muslims. This is the sunnah and the ways of the non-Muslims. In another narration of the same story, it mentions that the head of Yunaq al-Batriq, this kafir, was brought to Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. And he rejected that when he saw it. He repudiated it when he saw it. So the individual who brought the head to him, he said, Ya Khalifatul Rasulullah, O Khalifa of the Messenger of Allah, فَإِنَّهُمْ يَفْعَلُونَ ذَلِكَ بِنَا. They're doing it to us. But they do it to us. Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, he said, فَاسْتِنَانٌ بِفَارِسْ وَالرُّومِ. So now you follow the sunnah of the Persians and the Romans. So now you want to follow their sunnah. Do what they do. Round Abu Bakr, he said, do not bring to me a head ever. فَإِنَّمَا يَكْفِي الْكِتَابُ وَالْخَبَرُ. And it's sufficient that you just write me and give me the information that the enemy's dead. Just tell me he's dead. Just let us know he's dead. And so these the affairs which we see today have never been from Islam. And the Messenger of Allah, as we heard, he said, فَمَنْ رَغِبَ عَنْ سُنَّتِي فَلَيْسَ مِنِّي. He who turns away from my sunnah, then he is not of me. So Islam is free of Daesh. Islam is free of their acts of barbarism and terrorism. Islam is free of this. It is important that you let your non-Muslim neighbors and family members know that Islam is free of these acts. May Allah Ta'ala protect the Muslims from the Khawaarij. May He protect the Muslims from the Khawaarij. May He protect the Muslims from the Khawaarij. هذا وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أقيموا الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله. So